Hi, everybody. I'm Willem,
And I'm Tim.
and this is Hear Me Out Pitch. Oh, man. We got the red shirts today. Tim is all very festive. I'm a child because I'm celebrating.
Festive. This is a Hawaiian shirt. It's not.
It's festive.
Huh?
I don't know. I feel it very, colorful, flowery. It's fabulous. I don't know, Tim. Where do you want me to go with it?
I don't know.
Oh, and I'm over here, my last week of my 20th.
Guys, he's turning old.
I'm turning old. Oh, we talked about this last week. I am happy with my life. 80% of the time. No.
I feel that.
No. Yeah, I could say 80%. There are times I'm frustrated and then sad, but I would say for the most part, 80% of my life, I'm happy. I'm pretty happy dude. So immature, but it's fine. So
Sabrina and I, we were actually just talking about you on our car ride home after I called you, and she was like, Wilma's a really good guy.
oh,
He's serious when he needs to be, and I interjected and I said, and immature the rest of the time. And we just laughed.
all right, we're just gonna be serious. I'm just kidding. I can't. I know I can. I know I can, and there are times where it is needed, and it did take half of my 20s to really master that getting down. But for the most part, I like being silly. It doesn't really matter. Life's
too short to not be silly.
So,
yeah. You guys should see him during Dungeons and Dragons when his character's life is on the line, when he's about to die. Because all of the healers have run out of spell slots and they're all under a quarter of their hit points.
And I keep playing characters that just want to eat up all the hit points so they don't. Anyway, we're not here to talk about D&D. We are here to do. So last week
we teased this idea.
Yeah.
And then we ended up talking about my favorite, The Lord of the Rings.
I liked that episode. That was a lot of fun.
It was a good episode.
So, and
yeah. So
go watch it.
So today we're gonna talk about trailers like we'd planned.
Yes.
I have my notes. Don't kill me. They're still my notes. I just asked AI to organize them better. And
we're not here to talk about that. That's fine. I think that's still totally fine.
These are all my points and my own research.
Every single point Tim made, it is organized.
Yes.
I think that's fine. Mm-hmm. But it's definitely can get to a point of, anyway, we're not here talking. We've talked about AI before. But the reason why, Tim, I brought up trailers is because of the most recent Ryan Gosling trailer for his movie, The Hail Mary Project, which is by the same author as The Martian. Did you ever see The Martian with Matt Damon?
I believe I read the book.
I've read the book.
I think
that is one of the best adaptations, true to, if we're going to talk, Lord of the Rings is successful and wonderful, but technically to me it is not all that true to its source material. We talked about that last week. We'll go into it. I do think we should have a list of movies that I totally think are straight up, there are few changes, and I think you don't even, anyway, this Martian was one of them.
Oh, I'm talking about Project Hail Mary. I think I read the book for that.
Oh, you read Project Hail Mary?
I think so. Because I know during high school we had the choice to read The Hobbit or Project Hail Mary. We chose The Hobbit. It was unanimous. But maybe it wasn't Project Hail Mary. I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, for one of my college classes, I read Project Hail Mary.
Oh, awesome.
It was a long time ago. It was 3 years ago, but
you know the premise. Earth is, well, it's not Earth. I won't go too much into it, but there's a reason why that a man has to go to space.
Yeah.
He is not an astronaut. He's just a regular teacher. I just want to say, to be honest, if you have not read the book, I don't think you should watch the trailer. Because did you? So you knew about that?
I saw the trailer and I was like, wait a minute. Wasn't that a big thing
Yeah,
in the book?
I was, and so that's kind of the point is why are we like telling the whole thing? I think one of the biggest things that because sometimes you get so excited about like the Red Hulk for
Mm-hmm.
Captain America Brave New World. I was ecstatic, but then I also was like, you're making it seem like that was a bigger threat, especially after, spoilers, he's only in it for the last 15
Five
minutes.
minutes.
Even
Yeah.
yeah, 10 to 5 minutes. Wow,
He's
it
he's
really
only he's only Red Hulk for like 5 minutes of the
yeah.
movie.
It was very and
Yeah. I mean, it built up to it and we could see it coming. But no, I do agree. I feel like Red Hulk shouldn't have been the main focus you know, of the
it should have
trailer.
been a surprise.
Should have been.
It should have been a giant surprise. Like I think one of the
Thunderbolts did a really good job of that actually, because they didn't spoil that it was.
bomb.
They didn't spoil that Sentry was a thing, right?
Yeah. No,
And they didn't spoil until after the movie had come out. They didn't spoil that this is the new Avengers.
there was there was a lot of stuff with the trailers that I was like, they did other takes of it. They try to do A24 style, like horror esque kind of
Yeah.
trailers, and I thought that was very cool. And I've told you guys on this podcast many times that my parents always told me that one of their favorite trailers ever was for the Predator movies and the marketing for it. And you did not get to see the Predator until you went and saw the movie. And I wish we got more stuff like that today.
Yep.
So yeah, that's kind of why I want to talk about this because it just drives me nuts that it's like, why are we spoiling the whole plot? Like, I will admit, the newest Superman movie, the teaser trailer or one of the bigger trailers, the point of there's a scene with a little boy putting up a sign. We don't know where that little boy is. We just know that everyone's in distress. He's putting up a little pole and it shows a few other scenes and it's just here's him saying Superman and you hear him saying Superman and he's just trying to call out for him and it brought a feeling of hope and that was really all I needed. I could just go off of that trailer alone and I'd be excited. And yeah, like some of my favorite teaser trailers ever were all from Pixar because you had no idea
Yeah.
what was. None of them were aligned with the plot. They animated
so
they
weird.
animated full on like Mr. Incredible trying to put on his suit. Mike and Sully in the room together like, whoa, but there's no kid here. And then he's like, oh, what planet am I? Or it shows Mater. And he's like, I killed a baby bumblebee. And then McQueen smacks a whole bunch of bugs. Like, it was just an intro and we had no idea.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah, Pixar did it right. One of the points I have on my list, actually is teasing the premise without spoiling it. Right. A good example is the trailer for Inception. I don't know if you ever saw the trailer.
I did. I had
Yeah.
no idea what that movie was about.
Right, but it teased the idea. It teased the idea of like the concept of a dream heist without going into the deeper layers of the story itself and the plot, and it was so good.
Most of
Another
Christopher Nolan's movies.
Bad example, it would be, and this is one, I haven't seen the Terminator movies, but this is an example of something I'd rather not see, is for the one of the newer ones, might be the newest one, I don't remember. Like I said, I haven't watched these. But Terminator Genesis from 2015, where when it spoils that John Connor becomes a Terminator.
I was kind of like, really? What? Why?
Yeah.
And yeah. Yeah.
You might hate this one.
Oh.
Amazing Spider-Man 2 is another trailer that spoiled a lot.
Oh, it spoiled the Green Goblin. No, I wasn't.
It spoiled everything, including it even hinted at Gwen's death.
Because it shows him like crying over somebody, but we see the lock of hair And no,
Well, and it's super confusing, and they tried to cram like 8 trailers worth of stuff into the one trailer, and it was just holy cow, that sucked.
like the first trailer for Spider-Man, my one of my favorite trailers, if we're talking, since we're on the topic of Spider-Man, for Spider-Man 3. I know many people aren't a big fan of it. I had no idea Venom was in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I knew there was Sandman, there was a Seed. I knew that um oh crap, what is Norman Osborn's son's name? I've been thinking about Spider-Man all day. Spoilers for upcoming episodes. Um and I crap, what's his name? Harry. I knew that Harry was because they had the big reveal. They had a big reveal trailer of Harry attacking Peter. And that one, I'm now looking back on that, that was kind of a big spoiler. Like, oh, Harry's like attacking him. But we didn't really know about Venom at all. We didn't know that we knew that the suit was there. But I think I just remember in the trailer that it's a TV announcer going, "This could be the end of Spider-Man." It shows Peter like reaching up. We don't know what he's reaching up to. What's happening? Is he getting hurt? And he's getting dragged? And I personally love all three of the Tobey Maguire movies, especially after kind of the dog water we've been getting lately. So don't want to hear it. So yeah. Ugh. I
Yeah.
just So what would you rather what would you want to see? Like what to you makes a good summary of
Okay.
a story?
That
Wait. You
a
kind of have
story
it
or a
organized.
trailer.
Trailer, story,
Okay.
anything.
I have 5 points.
Okay.
5 major points.
Tim is
for
trying
what-
to organize us against my will, and
Uh-huh.
I'm just kidding.
I have 5 major points as to what makes a good trailer, what makes a movie trailer good.
Okay.
First is a very clear and concise tone and style. Um, a really good example of that is Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one. The trailer for that, right? We had movies from in the MCU, right? We had Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, right? And each of those had a very like action-packed, very serious tone to the MCU. Guardians of the Galaxy was very different. Guardians of the Galaxy used Hooked on a Feeling, right, to kind of give us that offbeat, kind of separate, different feel for the movie.
And introduced all of the characters.
Introduced it without spoiling any major plot points, right? And it gave us the trailer. It was just very
It was fun.
on. It was in tone and in style, right? The what you saw in the movie trailer is exactly what you got in the movie. It was very funny. It was a very good movie and a very good trailer, and it again, it didn't spoil everything. A bad a bad example of that would be, and this is one that I had to go back and rewatch the trailer for it, but The Bridge to Terabithia.
Oh.
It's a very, very sad, tragic movie, and the movie itself is really it's a drama about grief, right? But it was marketed as a very whimsical, fantastical adventure that it just wasn't. It wasn't in theme. It didn't work. Very, very good movie, but the trailer didn't show us what we got. It showed us something entirely different. Next point is teasing the premise without spoiling. We just talked about that, right? If you're gonna give us a movie trailer, you need to be able to tease the idea of the movie without spoiling major plot points. Again, Thunderbolts is a really good example. We didn't see that Sentry was the bad guy. We didn't know that Bob was our villain until we watched the movie.
No, it was well,
We just saw
if
saw
you didn't know,
a
you didn't
band
know
of
Sentry
misfits.
very well.
No.
And so I knew what was coming, but for someone who didn't know, you were like,
Oh,
"Oh,
yeah. We saw in the trailer, we saw this band of misfits, characters that we've seen before, and it was that the trailer was just showing like these are the characters we're playing with. We're not going to show you what they're up against.
So, did you think what happened to Bob before Sentry appeared was permanent for a second?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, for a bit, yeah.
Oh wow, you're just like,
Yeah,
oh,
it was terrifying.
you're like, oh, okay, that was
Yeah.
it. That's it.
Yeah. Well,
Trying to be very vague here.
till we've already spoiled the movie. We talked about it.
Oh yeah, we did.
But if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Absolutely.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Anyway,
Sorry if you saw me walking around. My computer was like, "Hey, your battery's going out," and I was like, "Ah," so I was running around, and luckily Tim saved face and didn't like, ah, so it's fine.
Here's another one. My next point is memorable and distinct music and sound design. Guardians of the Galaxy is another really good example of that. Hooked on a Feeling with the first one. That you hear that song on the radio, you immediately think of Star-Lord kicking the space rat while dancing, right? That's what goes through my mind. That's the movie I think of when I hear the song, right? And when I hear Guardians of the Galaxy, that's the song that I think of.
Hooks on a Feeling is now like synonymous with them, and so that's what kind of stinks when that's the gamble when you let a song be put into movies, is like, oh, this could really not ruin the image but change it entirely. So
Yeah.
there are a few things like that, a few other movies like that I'm like, I think I hear a song and I'm like, oh. But no, I think that at least, well, what about even if it's not like music, you need sound, you
need audio of some kind. You need the sound design, and that's something that I'm not a horror person. I don't like horror movies, but the trailers for a lot of the horror movies that we're getting are really intriguing because they have kind of that sinister undertone from the music that you get, right? There's a trick in movie and sound design, or in sound design for movies when it comes to horror in particular, is that if you have just like a static sound, static music that is a little off key and a little bit, I don't know exactly how to describe it, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like when you watch a horror
like just
movie,
a violin just going,
there's that, yeah, there's that
was terrible, I know.
sound in the background, the music in the background that your conscious self kind of tunes out unless you're paying attention to it, but your subconscious hears it and it makes you uncomfortable, right? And that's an example of good sound design.
And it's really interesting how sound works, because I lived in West Africa for a bit, and they use generators a lot when the power goes out. And to this day, if I hear a generator, it's been over 10 years, if I hear a generator stop, if I hear just power go off, my body jolts still. And I feel like that's what the horror premise does, because you have that sound going and then they'll stop. And then they'll crescendo and crash, and that's usually when the monster attacks. It's building up. It's like comedy. Yeah. But with that, one of my favorite examples, most recent examples of a trailer, was the newest Alien movie. And, Aliens' phrase that they've kind of coined is, in space, no one can hear you scream. And so they're showing, like, everyone's running, there's stuff, there's images going. You see the not necromorph, the xenomorph, thank you. That would be terrifying. But Tim's gonna write that. I'm gonna add that to the idea.
Actually, I have to.
No,
I have to now. I'm sorry.
I don't want to fight that.
I'm writing it down
All
right now.
He's doing it.
Doing
But
it.
it's showing all these images, and it's going, and on the screen it says, in space, no one can hear you, and then it goes to silent, all the music stops, and it shows one of the characters screaming. and that was it. There was no, they didn't say scream. It just showed her opening her mouth, but nothing came out. And even now, I wish I could show you the goosebumps. Just, and it made me go, I want to watch it, which I will admit, I think everyone should watch the very first Alien. I think something from a movie that's about to be 50 years old. I think to me, that is one of the most classic stories ever, especially for a sci-fi. Well, yeah, you're a sci-fi lover to a degree.
To a degree.
Yeah, but I definitely think I was honestly terrified of what route you were going to go with some of these Star Wars characters, and I'm like, good golly, good. Thank goodness Tim never like went into the Borg or the Xenomorphs, because honestly, I feel like
Abeloth would terrify you.
is that the god? Yeah, she's. Oh, I've delved into it.
Yeah, she's terrifying.
Yeah, I really.
If you don't know who that is,
I thought you were going that route.
well, check it out.
I really thought you were going to go that route.
Terrifying. I thought about it,
If
but I decided I wanted to go with
random tangent, and then we'll move on. But Tim,
yeah,
if there was a horror R-rated movie involving that character, would you consider it? It's just violent.
I would
just
think about it.
even if you're not going to sleep the next couple of days. If they did,
I would think about it.
okay,
Yeah.
all right. Oh,
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I feel sound, music, definitely agree with you there. It just, and you made me think. I'm starting to think about all these trailers that made me so excited for movies. And funny enough that you said Batman, The Dark Knight Rises to me was just so well done because I did not know
the Dark Knight The Dark Knight, not The Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight. I have a little bit about that movie because that trailer. We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there in a minute.
Well, maybe I'll keep mine because I like The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And I'll say this right now. I think I've told you guys I like The Dark Knight Rises more than The Dark Knight because The Dark Knight was not a Batman movie. It was a Joker movie, and he's just an anarchist, and I wasn't a big fan of it, but still a good movie. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. Well, yeah.
Yeah. The next point, for what makes a good movie trailer is pacing and structure. You've got to have good pacing. You've got to have a good structure to the trailer, again, that doesn't spoil the movie and that keeps to the tone and style of the movie. A bad example of that would be the first, the 2015 Suicide Squad.
Ooh,
that movie
I
trailer,
knew we were going to bring that up.
That movie trailer. So
I was not here, but I heard all about it.
This is taking multiple trailers and then comparing them. The earlier the first teaser that we got was very grim. It was very dull. It was kind of boring and not very well made, in my opinion. The later trailers that we got, the most recent trailer that we got, the last trailer, actually kind of set the tone for the movie. It fit the theme of the movie. It kind of showed us a little bit of who the characters are and what we're working with, and that one was very, very much better. Comparing the first trailer to the last trailer, the first one just sucked.
The movie was all over the place, and
Yeah.
I think everyone was nervous. I remember hearing about the cast, and I was pretty excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
If I rewind time, and if we could have early 2000s, I always thought Oprah Winfrey would play Amanda Waller. That was always my thought, because I used to watch Amanda Waller, and I was like, Oprah could do that. Even as like a little kid, I was like, Oprah could be a scary Amanda Waller. My parents were like, no, and I was like, think about it. And I'm talking, and it was funny because I think that was one of my first like dream casts as a kid was Oprah Winfrey as Amanda Waller. I'm like, that's evil Oprah, and you can't convince me otherwise. And
Yeah.
anyway, just no, you're right, and I'm glad that we brought up. And I feel bad that it's like going to be all these like superhero movies and blah blah blah, but it's like that's what me
They're
and you
examples.
like.
They're trailers that we remember and that we've watched.
I thought Warrior was one. I thought Warrior. I don't know if you ever saw that trailer.
I didn't see the
because
trailer.
it wasn't marketed very well, but I did see one, but it kind of stunk because it spoiled for you that Tommy and I can't think of the. I am so bad with names. It's been a long day. Brennan and Tommy. It spoiled that they were brothers and they were gonna fight. And you're just like, well, I know that's gonna happen. But then I didn't watch the movie. I saw a trailer and I was like, I kind of want to see that. But I remembered when my dad brought it up. I was like, I remembered the trailer and I was like, I want to watch that. And
Now it's one of your favorites.
I want to watch it now. I could honestly watch that monthly. If not, it is. We've already talked about that.
It's your Lord of the Rings.
No, no, it is not. But it is. I don't think I have like a Lord of the Rings because the thing is, I love Lord of the Rings too. I love those movies. I can't talk about every little character. Anyway, well, we're going off topic, but just. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry, we'll just tangent. Do a smooth tangent.
The last point, the last major point of what makes a good movie trailer is having iconic imagery.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you three really good examples of iconic imagery. Okay. When I say not Terminator, sorry. When I say The Matrix, what do you think of?
Nero stopping the bullets.
Yeah.
Or
Bullet
him. Or him. I love how everyone. Or him just bending backwards.
Yeah, bullet time.
Yeah.
That is one of the most iconic scenes from that movie, right? When I say Star Wars, what do you think of?
I just imagine. It doesn't matter who.
What's the first image that pops
A
in your head?
lightsaber
Bingo.
right by a face.
Bingo. Exactly that. Right? Iconic imagery. The lightsaber is probably the most iconic image tied to Star Wars.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
Okay, my expectations were, again, I was living on the other side of the world, but I saw a trailer for The Force Awakens. That trailer, I thought the movies were going to be, they're okay. The first one was okay.
First one's okay.
We're not, anyway, I like Tim's
We've
more.
talked about
I like Tim's more. Go
talked
listen to
about it.
Tim's. But just seeing, I didn't know who was in that mask. I did not know what was going on. I knew that this was a Sith Lord. I knew that they were strong. And then he went out and extended his lightsaber handle with the crossguard, which makes no sense how that works, but whatever. I
could go into it.
Yeah, but I was like that. I am so excited for. And then the next trailer for the Last Jedi, nothing. There was nothing that exciting for me about it. I was like, nope.
Yeah.
But that first teaser trailer, I can't imagine what you must have been going through back in your little. What were you in junior high in 2015?
Yeah.
Gosh, and now you're having a baby. That was 10 years ago. 2015 was 10 years ago.
Yep.
What? Oh, I'm fine. I need to calm down.
Third and final. What is the first image that pops in your head when I say Harry Potter?
His scar.
Exactly. Right? It's the lightning bolt.
Yeah.
The lightning bolt scar. Right? Iconic imaging. Those are all good examples. Right? Good iconic imaging kind of it imprints the striking image into your brain and connects that with whatever the trailer is for, right? Here's a bad example, the Emoji Movie, right?
I never and will never.
Right?
It just like who made it? Like Sony
The
has
Emoji
given.
Movie was too generalized. I use emojis when I'm texting, right? And when I think of the Emoji Movie, I think of a thumbs up. I don't think there's a thumbs up in the movie.
No, I think there is.
Is there?
I don't know. I never saw it, but
I don't know.
all I know from the trailer, which made me chuckle, is just Patrick Stewart being the poop going, "We're number two. We're number two," and it's just Patrick Stewart. And I'm like, heck yeah, Patrick Stewart, get that bread, I guess. But Sony, what were you thinking?
But it also,
You went from Lego Movie to that, but then you gave us Spider-Verse. Anyway,
the other thing about the Emoji Movie is that they leaned too hard on the super dated jokes. Right.
If you watch that movie, you're like, this
you watch
is
it
so
now-
mid 2010s. You're
Exactly,
like,
exactly.
oh gosh,
And it just, there's no hook, there's no originality. The story just kind of sucks.
What if emojis had feelings? Why?
And exactly, but like, I don't know. It took a very generic concept and was like, we're gonna keep it as generic as we can to reach as many audiences as we can, and it flopped. It fell, right?
Age of Ultron is another trailer that I love. Just the first time hearing "There Are No Strings on Me," I was like, what is like it showed it just and I love when they would make trailers and the monologue isn't even part of it. Like what they add, they never even put in the movie, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay if it's like in the trailer and it's not there. But the sense of all the Avengers being traumatized, torn apart, and then showing Ultron, I was like, this is gonna be good, and it's probably my second favorite Avengers movie, right after Endgame. So there you go.
Now I have 2 points that
He's a liar.
two
Just
things
kidding.
that make a bad movie trailer
Okay.
that are different. These two items are a little bit different from the others, right? First one, too much or too little information, right? If you're not giving enough information, the movie kind of just sucks. And if you give, or the trailer just kind of sucks. And if you have too much information, you're overloading us with so much information that we can't process it all enough. And it just kind of leaves us overwhelmed and not wanting to really look into it anymore.
So
It leaves a sour taste in our mouth.
so teasers don't have a lot of information. So when you bring up not enough information and I give to you teaser trailers, what do you say to that?
A teaser trailer should still have enough information.
I see it
us-
more as a hook.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. The too little information includes not having a hook. If you don't have a hook for your trailer, you don't have enough information. That should be the bare minimum of the information you give. However, if for a 30-second teaser trailer, if I am spoiling, right, that Rey is a Jedi and that Han Solo dies and that Kylo Ren is Anakin
kidding me?
Skywalker's grandson.
What?
Right? If they spoil all of that in 30 seconds, like that is too much information.
And I don't
Again,
want to see
spoiler-
it. It's like,
it's
okay.
spoilers for one, which I've already said is not good for a trailer, but it's also like that's a lot for 30 seconds.
So
What we got here's what we got for, and this is one of the only things that I actually thought was okay with Star Wars Episode 9. Right. The trailer gave us at the very end of the trailer, Palpatine laughed for a solid 5 seconds, and the screen just kind of went black after showing us the destroyed Death Star, Palpatine laughing, and it went black and let it sit there for a minute. That was really good. That was really smart. It wasn't too little information. It wasn't too much.
It made you question, like, wait, is he
Yeah,
back? Is he
it
coming
made
back?
us question, like, what's going on. We just heard Palpatine. What the crap is happening?
He's supposed to be gone.
Exactly. We watched him die in episode 6. We watched his story from episode 1 all the way up till episode 6, where we see his rise to power, him take over the galaxy, just create the Empire after destroying the Republic. And then we watch him die to his right-hand man. And that was the end of it.
He really is a pretty good villain, isn't he?
He's a good... Yeah. If you... Side tangent for a second.
We're going on tangent. Here we go, everybody.
If you think about who in all of media would you consider the most evil character? Voldemort? No. He sucks at he couldn't even kill a child. He lost got your nose to an infant.
Oh my gosh. Got your, got
Right?
your nose. Oh.
He got your nose to an infant. Guys, that's not
Stop.
it's not that hard.
I mean,
Right. And then there's Thanos, who
Thanos was pretty good.
he's a good villain. He's not evil. Misaligned, maybe. But he wasn't evil. He was doing what he thought he was doing was for the betterment, or what he was doing is what he thought was for the
He
betterment
believed
of
he
the
was
universe.
going to save everybody,
Yeah.
no matter what it
He
takes.
thought he was the good guy, right?
Some villains are just heroes that are willing to just
Yeah.
move
Some
everyone
villains
out of their way.
are heroes on the wrong journey.
They
was
took the
Thanos.
wrong oath. Wrong oath.
Yeah. That was Thanos.
Yeah.
Right? Then you look at the Emperor Palpatine. Was there ever any good to him?
I don't think so, Tim.
No.
I really don't.
Throughout all of the prequels, right? Episodes 1, 2, and 3, he
Orchestrated everything.
orchestrated he was behind the Separatists when they were trying to take control of Naboo, and he was Darth Maul's master, the leader of the Sith, the bad guys. He knew he was evil. He knew what he was doing. He was going for control.
He was going for it.
Right? He even says in episode 3 that a Sith craves power, right? I mean, he doesn't directly say it necessarily, but like a Sith craves power, and that's Palpatine. Everything he did orchestrating the Clone Wars and orchestrating all of these battles and fights was first and foremost to get him more power in the Senate so that he could then take over completely as Emperor and rule the galaxy with an iron fist, right? And then through episodes, or through Rogue One to episode 6, he ruled that galaxy, right? And in the stories that we don't see in the movies, Palpatine tried to have Darth Vader, his number one man, assassinated multiple times.
Many times.
Multiple times. He tried to supplant Darth Vader with others, and it was all for his own gain. He never ever did anything for the benefit of anybody but himself. That is the definition of a pure evil villain. That's tangent over.
It was nice that it wasn't me for once.
Anyway, back to our list. Right, too little, too much
your second
information.
point about what makes
My
a
second
bad trailer.
point, what makes a bad trailer, is bad editing. Right, bad editing and pacing, and just
When it's like too much information, too many scenes, you're like, what is
not
happening?
even that. Just if the CGI sucks, if the all of that included, but just the editing in general. If anything is wrong with the editing, it just makes it feel bad. Again, Suicide Squad, the first one, it just kind of, the first trailer, it just kind of sucked.
No one was excited for it.
Nobody, no. I mean, sure, there were people excited for it, and if you were excited for it, great. I just, that first trailer
It was a
just
meh movie.
terrible.
It was meh. I was like, okay, this
Yeah.
is it happened.
Um,
So what
yeah.
was your point about The Dark Knight?
The Dark Knight. So here's three trailers that I thought were really, really great. The first one is Guardians of the Galaxy, that very first trailer. I've talked about it. It's a great trailer.
Fabulous.
And it's bold, it's funny, it's unexpected.
It was a fresh take in the Marvel.
It was very fresh, not just in Marvel, but in movies in general.
But everyone, I love James Gunn. I really respect him. But he definitely, everyone tried to copy. I actually saw, my little tangent was I saw a comment today saying that James Gunn is what people think Taika Waititi is, and I was like,
it's what he wants to be.
yeah. And I'm like, actually, I
But
think it's
that's
the other
what
one.
he thinks he is.
Yeah. I'm like, sorry,
Anyway.
I'm on the
I
other
could
side.
go off on a tangent on that all by myself. Anyway, the second trailer actually is one that you probably won't expect. Because again, I've said that I'm not a huge fan of horror.
Okay.
But 2008's Cloverfield. I don't know if you ever saw that movie.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
big
would
eldritch monster.
I'd call that more of a survival movie. Like it's
Yeah,
it's scary,
it
but
is.
to me
You're right.
it's a survival movie, which is
Yeah.
which survival can be horrific and terrifying. We all
Yeah,
anyway.
the
But wow,
Yeah.
that trailer was nuts. That's a good one.
So here's what happened with that trailer. I went back and rewatched it at the request of one of my coworkers.
Oh,
And I watched it. That the teaser trailer dropped with Transformers,
yes.
right?
I was yeah.
There was no title,
Nope.
and it ended. The teaser ended with a massive explosion that decapitated the Statue of Liberty.
Oh my gosh. I
It was
still
instant-
remember that in the
Yeah.
theater going, what is
An instant
happening?
buzz about the movie, and it drew people in, and it was just, it didn't spoil anything except
No.
Statue of Liberty being
we
decapitated.
all question what is happening, what is going
Yeah.
on, and I need to. I never marked that off my list because even I just wasn't into that back then, and also
It's
I was
not a
just
movie,
really young.
That's not a movie that I can watch a lot. I can watch it every now and again.
Oh, you've seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, and you like it?
Again,
Again,
I can only watch it every several years.
it's a survival movie, and
It is heavy.
Godzilla and those movies are like natural disaster
Yeah.
movies. You just are like, oh gosh,
Yeah. Well, yeah. TJ Miller does a fantastic job.
love TJ Miller.
He is, yeah. I love everything. Yeah, everything that he
I'm
does
really
in that movie
shocked
is
about
really
that.
good.
That's nuts,
Yeah.
Tim.
I
we're like,
I knew you'd be shocked.
I am really like.
That's a movie
wow. I
that
think you
I
have.
have.
I swear I've heard you mention Cloverfield before, but that's
Maybe
awesome.
Once.
That's still
ever.
really cool.
But yeah, that's a trailer that it was an instant hook. It kind of falls under the too little information, but at the same time, not really, right? Because
I think because
decapitating the Statue of Liberty with an explosion shows whatever this is, it's in the United States. It's in New York, right? And second, it sets the theme of the movie. If you listen to the eerie music in the background and what's going on in the background, it sets the theme. It sets the tone for the movie, and it says a lot with the little tiny bit we got.
and there's no like trailer, like there's no title. It never
No.
says like Cloverfield.
There's no title. There was no title when it dropped.
So people were like, "What was that?" And
Uh-huh.
just, I guess
It gave everybody the kind of the intrigue, and then when the next trailer came around and it showed that same kind of stuff going on, right? People were like, "Oh wait, that's from that teaser that we got. That's the thing."
Yeah,
Right?
that's how you do a teaser. I think
It was big and it did really well. It was a major hook that instantly drew people in.
the teaser for Ultron. I know I go back to Ultron, but
Mhm. That's another really good teaser trailer.
the
Yeah.
Iron Man helmet slowly turning into Ultron. And
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't the finished Ultron, it was like a
There are
comic
no
accurate.
strings on me.
Yep, and it was no, not even that one. I don't I
No,
might
it's the one from the comics.
but
Yeah.
this one, I don't know if did you see this one? There's no talking. All
Yeah.
it shows is an Iron Man helmet, and then it like has weird lines go across it, and then the helmet starts morphing, and it ends up being the
Hmm.
Ultron helmet, and then that was it. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, why doesn't Marvel do it? It's fine, it's fine. So I'm guessing the last trailer,
The last trailer is The Dark
Knight.
Knight.
Okay,
2008, The Dark Knight.
a lot of good bangers in 2008.
Yeah.
My junior high years were awesome.
Yeah,
Tim was super little.
my elementary school years were awesome. I was 7, 2008.
I was 15. No, I was 13. Oh,
Yeah. Here's why the Dark Knight trailer works. This is one that I watched a couple times back to back, just trying to kind of put things together and trying to piece together why it was such a good trailer.
okay.
First, it builds that slow dread with Heath Ledger's Joker at as the centerpiece. At the center of the trailer, it was Heath Ledger's Joker, and it just kind of built that dread, kind of snaking outward like shadows from the corners coming in to devour everything, right? It doesn't spoil key plot points, and yet we saw the character dynamics for a lot of the characters. We understood the stakes of the movie, and we understood immediately the tone of the movie. It was going to be dark. It was going to be the Dark Knight, right? Following Heath Ledger's Joker, and that it's just such a good trailer for a really good movie. It's a really good trailer for a really good movie, and it just, again, it sets the theme, it sets the tone and the stakes, and it shows us the characters and how they're gonna interact with the world, and it doesn't spoil anything while still giving us Heath Ledger's Joker.
Now I'm going to flip it and go with The Dark Knight Rises because I think, and the one trailer I'm thinking of is it shows looking up and it's like an opening of a cave, or that at least he's, because we all know that Batman goes down, he gets put in that weird prison,
Uh-huh.
but it shows him looking up and you hear the shouting, the chanting, and we have no idea what this chanting means. We have no idea what's going on, and it just shows, and it slowly turns into the bat symbol, and it's just the Dark Knight, right? And to me, just I don't think the movie would be that good unless you have the Dark Knight.
Right.
Like you have, that's something I will admit is like,
it's a build up from the previous movies.
and I will
right?
admit that I do think though that it I love it.
Yeah,
so
it
much.
takes what we got in Batman Begins, building Batman up, turning Bruce Wayne into the Batman. Then it gives us, the Dark Knight, and
The
takes
repercussions of
Batman
everything that happened.
turning from Batman into the Dark Knight, and there is a difference. There are a lot of YouTube videos actually about the difference between Batman and the Dark Knight, and like what.
Very different.
Anyway, and then it takes those themes and it sticks it into this short little trailer building into the third movie, because those movies had they got a lot of hype when they came out.
Oh,
For years after, they're still popular movies.
They were competing with Dark Knight Rises had to compete with the Avengers, and it didn't lose that. Like it
Yeah.
lost to it, but it didn't flop. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like, and that was all by himself. Christopher Nolan, a grounded Batman in a world like it could. It was realistic. And that was so weird to me. It's like, this is what Batman would look like if he was. I like the grounded Batman. And
Mm-hmm.
the point is, we got excited for all these movies. All these examples we've shared today, we were just stoked about. Like, Bendy, like the first teaser trailers, all these things. I don't remember like Lord of the Rings because I was too little. Tim was definitely too little when those first came out.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the point that I wanted to do with this discussion today was trailers spoil a lot, and I miss the magic of them. And I am just, I don't know. And I originally wanted it turned into a debate, not really a debate, but just talk about like how far you can add. But I think what we've talked about today, this is way better than I would have thought. So we actually got 50 minutes into this, Tim.
Yeah.
Crazy sauce. Thanks for trying to
Good
be.
talk.
Thanks for being the responsible adult and being the organized one.
I wasn't nearly as organized last week. So
I
I am glad I got some time to flesh out a couple more things and watch a few more of the trailers that I wanted to watch and ask AI to help me organize.
Yeah.
Again, it only organized. It didn't give me anything else.
To be fair, Tim, you totally could have just never told them that. They didn't have to know.
I'm gonna be honest. I used
That's why
AI
you should
as
vote. That's why you should vote Tim for mayor.
I used AI as the kind of tool that it's meant to be.
Yeah. Very helpful. Very handy.
Very helpful, but not taking over my job.
Well, before I hand it off to you to send us out, I will say that I'm very satisfied with my care as always. And, well, next time we talk, most likely I will be 30. So thank you all for being here in my last few moments of my 20s. So hooray.
Wish him a happy birthday.
Oh, thanks, everybody. I'm already I can feel it coming from the future. And I'm excited for, I think next week is going to be very spectacular. Amazing, if you will.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that's my goal. I'm probably going to expect that. Maybe, hopefully get that all done and try to knock it out in one episode, but we'll see.
It'll probably be a two-parter like all the others.
Yeah, it probably will be. Yeah, because I think I have a good spot of where I'm gonna be like, and you're gonna be like, so what? Anyway, it's fine. So yeah, I'm satisfied, and I'm gonna turn to you, Tim.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you for joining us. And as always, love each other, be kind, and remember, the world is only as bright as you make it.
Oh,
Till next time, we'll see you later, pitches.
bye.